CBS News Bay Area Afternoon Edition with Ann Makovic.
Right now on the afternoon edition, a show in the skies over Northern California. Flashes of lightning across the region. Thanks for joining us this Tuesday. While it can be fun to watch, there is some danger that comes with that lightning. CAL FIRE says about a dozen brush fires were sparked by lightning, including this one near Highway 4 west of the town of Copperopolis this morning. That is impacting both Stanislaus and Calaveras counties. Here, CAL FIRE says about 2 square miles have burned so far. Lightning also caught on camera near that fire as this photographer was driving into the area. Closer to home, we saw lightning here as well. This video taken along Highway 152 in Santa Clara, actually right along that Santa Clara County line at around 4 o'clock this morning. And we got some strikes on our tower cameras. This is from early this morning from our Mount Diablo camera in the East Bay and the Black Mountain camera in the South Bay. Plenty of activity there. Let's get right over to First Alert meteorologist Zoe Mintz. Are we finished with that?
We are. We are luckily mostly done with it. That was an awesome shot, though, from Diablo, where you can literally see the cloud-to-ground lightning. So we know that it likely reached the ground, although we're keeping our eyes on the Bay Area and CAL FIRE, and we haven't seen any in the Bay Area, at least, sparked from these lightning strikes. However, we're lucky in the Bay Area because look at the Central Valley. I promise you, early this morning, this was not nearly as lit up. This is CAL FIRE's website, and I think about 6 of these wildfires were sparked early this morning. I cannot guarantee it 100%, but I would say most likely 6 of these fires were started by lightning from that complex that moved through early this morning. So again, yes, those lightning strikes can be very dangerous, but here in the Bay Area, no wildfires right now. We are still keeping our eyes on the Picket Fire, but it is now, again, nearly 90% contained. So that is not going to be a big issue for us. And right now, as you can see, all of that activity is moved out of our hair. There might still be an isolated thunderstorm across the Central Valley, but again, we are not seeing all the ingredients that we saw early this morning. Early this morning, we saw relatively warm air near the ground. We saw atmospheric moisture in the mid-levels. We saw a trigger, and we saw instability. We are no longer seeing the trigger, the instability, or the moisture as that storm system is continuing to depart. But what you do notice is a lot more fog and cooler air working its way in. I'll break down the details on how foggy and cool it's going to get through later this week, coming up in my full forecast. And back to you.
Thank you, Zoe. All right, back to our First Alert weather, taking a live picture. I love that view. It's like you could just prance through the clouds. Let's check back in with meteorologist Zoe Mintz. Zoe, is that clouds or fog or what?
It is a little bit of both. I mean, there's definitely some fog out there because fog is basically just a cloud that's on the ground that decreases our visibility. So visibility, depending on where you're located directly along the coast, might be decreased. But hey, this is our view from on top of Sutro, looking over Salesforce, looking towards the Bay Bridge, and it's clear, it's quiet. So it's really just so situated along our coastal communities that we are dealing with that fog, and it's actually ushering in cooler temperatures. Because we need the cooler temperatures, we will welcome them because the lightning that we saw this morning, like I showed you earlier, it sparked quite a lot of wildfires. I just kind of want to show you a zoomed in view and count some of the wildfires. I think I counted 10 total wildfires that were sparked early this morning. There's the 2-3 fire, the 25 fire, there's the 2-2 fire behind it. I think the 2-2 fire is about 300 acres right now. That's one of the biggest. There's also the Michigan fire, the Brown fire, the Cooper fire. Those were all, again, started this morning. You see the Coyote fire, that was actually started a few days ago. So that wasn't from the lightning event early this morning, but either way, the high fire danger is not going to be nearly as great as it was early this morning. Not to say an isolated pop-up thunderstorm can't be ruled out in places like Fairfield and, again, the far inland parts of our East Bay communities, but really isn't going to stick around for much longer than today. By tomorrow, that chance for wildfires really decreases as there's not going to be all too much when it comes to that dry lightning. This afternoon, our high temperatures are going to be about 1 to 5 degrees above average, and compared to yesterday that we were about 5 to 15 degrees above average, hey, I'm sure we will appreciate and enjoy the slightly cooler temperatures because mid to lower 90s, that's still hot, but again, it is relatively cooler than yesterday. Mid to upper 80s down into the Santa Clara Valley, upper 70s to low 80s into our North Bay communities, low 70s down into this in San Francisco, and then upper 60s along the coast. It's going to continue to cool down over the next several days, so it really is all relative and how much you like the warm weather, because if you don't, go to the coast because we are going to continue to see a relative cool down, more cloud coverage, and stronger onshore winds that are going to continue to filter in, ushering in that true foggy weather that we are used to this time of year. But that pattern shift is going to continue, so let's enjoy the cooler conditions while we can, because I'm sure when more triple digits arrive in late September, we are going to appreciate the low 80s. Back to you.